Just 6 competition rounds remaining, and you better believe the heat is on in the race for the NRL finals.
Going in 5! Keep moving. So, boys, what are we going to do?
With 10 teams chasing 8 spots. 7:30 this Super Saturday, the Fox League match of the round. 9th place Seagulls up against the 10th place Roosters. These two have been going at each other since the 1940s. A proud history, including 2 grand finals. Manly home in 72 on the back of this great pom, Malcolm Reilly.
Dived over.
Then the Roosters saluting in 2013, Trent Robinson's first year as coach.
Hey, the harder you go on the pads, the better team will become.
In fact, Robbo's only ever missed the finals once. 11 out of 12, including the past 8 series straight. He has Big Daniel Tupou.
One of the best finishers in the game.
In career best form. And you could say the same about his kid, Mark Nwanganitawase, because it's his first season and 13 tries already.
Here he comes!
Robert Toya, little Sam Walker and Lindsay Collins.
Look who's there!
Isn't he playing some minutes? Up against Lehigh Hopewadi, 2 or 3 Travojeviches, plus Daly Cherry-Evans. That's about as manly as it gets. For now, anyway.
The rugby league gods have spoken.
The Seagulls versus the Roosters with the finals calling.
Oh, we're seeing some rugby league played here.
Don't miss the match of the round. 7:30 Super Saturday, live and exclusive right here on Fox League.
Hello and welcome to NRL 360 Rugby League from every angle. Joining me again, the great Gordon Tallis. It's been the journos in James Hooper and Dave Riccio, and it is getting to do or die stages with the Seagulls taking on the Roosters Super Saturday, exclusively live on Fox League, 7:35 p.m. Manly Seagulls in 9th position, Roosters in 10th. It's at the must-win stage for both teams, right?
Best time of the year, Braith. September only just around the corner, and every game genuinely means something, Gordy.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Roosters, and maybe the side that misses this game doesn't make the finals, huh? What do you reckon? It's that big?
Yeah, it's huge. It is, and these are, this is the game where it's now that point in time when you'd look back on the season, you go, we dropped that game, we should have won that one. That's what teams are doing right now. Certainly these teams,
probably from
because they're in the fight now. They're in the fight, and it's time to get the momentum going.
And the Roosters missed an opportunity last week. Manly not so much, got hammered by the Bulldogs and Siebes. Is it important for him that they finish strong, Hoops?
Definitely.
Or make the 8 even?
Oh, definitely it is critical, Braith. It's going to be performance-based. You just keep hearing rumblings out of the Manly current playing group about some of the shortcomings that they believe Siebes has as an NRL coach. And, if you go back for decades at Manly, the Fulton family and Des Hasler ruled the Seagulls with an iron fist. They won premierships 1987, 1996, 2008, 2011. And there was always a lot of factionalism, politics and infighting, even when they were having success. Fast forward to 2025, nothing has changed. There's still a lot of politics going on underneath the surface on the Northern Beaches. And there's a big push on at the moment from some ex-players who have won premierships with that club to try and get Anthony Seibold overthrown and to get Matt Ballin put in as head coach.
On the back of that, with Seibold, does he need to make the 8 to keep his job or not?
I think he'll just be okay. I mean, in fairness to him, right, you look at their results this year, they're 9 wins and 9 losses, and they've got a positive differential. I don't think he necessarily has to make the 8, but the fact that some of these ex-players are leading that push.
Why the ex-players?
Well, because they're clearly disgruntled with the way that the place is being
Are they talking to current players?
Run at the moment. Absolutely, no question they are. And I think some of the current players...
They're the players from the most successful era of the club too. Like they've earned the right to have their opinion on the success of the footy club. I must say, to Siebes' defence, he has had a pretty shocking injury toll in that pack. Hamoli Olakawatu, Josh Alloway, Nathan Brown, Paseka. Croker. Like he's had some issues. Oh, look, Jimmy might be a little bit different, male. I still think he survives and gets to start next season at least.
Well, aren't they already preparing for life after Siebes, or is that just rumours?
Well, no, we spoke about it on this show. Like, it was only a month ago where I think the CEO, Tony Mestrov, said Siebes is safe for now. And supposedly he had 2 games to guarantee his future. Now, since then, in fairness, they've won 3 out of 4 games, including beating Melbourne on the road, which is the toughest road trip in the NRL. So there just continues to be a lot of noise and a lot of discontent. And I can see, in the foreseeable future, I'm not sure he's there long term.
Maybe if it comes down to the senior players, he's gone. If it comes down to the young kids, he probably stays. You know what I mean? Like that's, just looking from the outside in. And he did say that he doesn't want to coach, which is strange. Yeah. And now he wants to coach
Was that
for
the
another...
everybody's going to die press conference?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Let's move on from that. Jake Trbojevic still has no indication of where his captain is heading as the DCE drama drags on.
Are you aware that it's a bit of a novelty in terms of, Ches playing against the side that it looks like he's going to next year?
Well, it seems that way, but I haven't heard that from Ches or whatever, but that's the way it seems to be going. I guess people out there know, don't they, at all? They always seem to be right. He's chosen to move on. We can't control that. That's his decision. He's got a right to do that. If he is going there, I'm sure he'll want to play well and impress it, you know what I mean? So hopefully that works for us and puts in a great performance and we go out and play really well.
Jakey, you got to love him. He's always so positive and bubbly and, no matter what, he's got a smile on his face. And, it's still going on. There's no official announcement. A big game for DCE, though, if he is playing his new club.
Yeah, and it's hard, and then that's the worst thing, right? So when they don't make a decision, it's hard on the rest of the group because they keep on getting asked. We keep on getting asked. All he should have done was way back when, round 6 or whatever, come out and say, this is where I'm going, and he gets put to bed.
I think that's the unfair element of it. It's people like Jake Trbojevic needing to answer the question that only Daly Cherry-Evans can answer and put to bed. And, the very next Manly player that does a press conference, he'll be asked. And then the next player. And it just causes the questions and the headlines that Jake doesn't really want to answer. He wants to win footy games.
Does it change? I mean, everyone's going to have an opinion. DCE playing the team that he's going to next year. Does it put more pressure on DCE? Does it motivate him more? Does Sam Walker think, you know what, I want to aim up. I don't want this guy being the chief. I want to be the chief. Is there anything to that, or do you think they're just going out there not thinking about next year?
No, they're professional athletes, Braith, so both of them, no question, are going to want to make a statement. The advantage Daly's got is he's got 350 games of NRL experience and Sam's coming back off a long-term injury. But if you look at the Roosters already since Sam Walker's returned, he's switched to the left-hand side of the field. Now, he has, throughout his entire career, primarily been a right-sided player. So that just shows you that they're already preparing for Daly's arrival as of next year. But it's a critical game for both clubs. They both need to win to remain in the hunt for the top 8.
Would you keep Sam at 7 and put DC at 6?
No. I'd put DCE at 7. I think DCE is more controlled, more experienced, more composed. You've seen the game on the weekend. Sam's got so much firepower and can create opportunities left, right and centre, but, he's still got that error in him I think with game management, he's still got a lot to learn, whereas DCE, that's why they're getting him. That's what I would think they're getting him for, is to have that control, composure, kicking game and get them to spots on the field for Sam to weave his magic. I'd rather that scenario than the other. And I think he'll learn a lot from DCE because that's a part of his game I think Sam needs to work on to get to where he needs to get to.
That's interesting you say that, Braith. The appeal of what the Roosters see in DCE, that controlling element. And if you ask the Manly Seagulls, they don't think so, which is why they went and got Jamal Fogarty, who just keeps it simple, points the team around the park, kick, chase, right, keeps it simple. But Daly has an ability to play a bit of freelance footy, run down a short side, the teammates may not know what the next play is. That's very Sam Walker. I'm intrigued to see how that marriage works when they both can play freelance footy.
Yeah. Well, that's Male I didn't know. If there's players in his team thinking that he's a bit that way.
Well, you've seen Daly, and hey, Daly got dropped from the Queensland Origin side for not taking control of that moment in time.
Yeah, but I think the Roosters, Dave, view that the close games that they've lost this season. The most recent loss to Melbourne last Thursday night's a prime example. If they've got a player of the experience and the composure of Daly Cherry-Evans with the kicking game.
He's got runs on the board.
Of
No
Daly, I think they view that
And
he
if
gets
he knows
them home.
why he's going there, and they would have spoken at length why and what they want from him in that season, I'm pretty sure he'll be able to nail that over a 12-month period. Now, Jerome Luai has opened up on facing his ex-halves partner this week after Galvin's messy exit from the club.
It's not about Lockie. It's not about the Dogs. It's about us, and that's all we need to focus on is putting on a good performance in front of our home fans. That's a story everyone wants to talk about. Is Tigers versus Lockie, but for us here inside our four walls, it's about us and how we perform on game day.
I think that's Lockie for a moment. Have you spoken to him much? See flexibly?
Nah. Should I have?
No, should you? I don't know.
Nah, that's not my job. He's not here. He's not part of my team, and like I said, bro, my focus is me and my boys.
The fans probably go pretty hard at Lockie and boo. Is that they pay their money? They're allowed to do that.
Yeah, I've been on the receiving end. That's the game of rugby league. It's a fan-driven game, you know, so you got to expect that. But yeah, good luck to Lockie.
That was a good interview. I enjoyed that. Luai wishes Galvin the best of luck. Says he's not thinking about him. Well, would he be? Well, maybe he is. Thoughts on this?
Kumbaya, let's get the marshmallows out around the fire. Come on. In all seriousness, you just wish that, you know, part of Lachie Galvin's messy exit was an NDA non-disclosure agreement where none of the West Tigers are allowed to make any sort of disparaging, honest, cutting assessment of his exit. So we're not getting told the truth there. I'm with you. I thought Jerome, I like the way he handled that interview.
Yeah. Yeah. At no point through that whole Lachlan Galvin saga, did we hear Jerome going, Lockie, please stay. Come on, mate. Like,
Yeah, but we know why.
Yeah, I understand, but we can't pretend that he's not agitated by it.
Oh, we know he would be.
Exactly.
And that's what makes this game so mouthwatering.
Yeah.
You know, like, and Gordy and I spoke about it, and I suppose as ex-players, we kind of get it. Like, a betrayal of trust, and, you know, I don't want to overhype it and dramatise it, but if you put ourselves in Jerome and the Tigers' shoes, and the guy who walked out and the circumstances in which he did, he's got a target. He's got a target on him.
Well, he walked in, Brad.
They won't have to say a word.
He walked in with his agent, the CEO, West Tigers CEO Shane Richardson's office, with a list of grievances about Benji Marshall as a coach. You tell me, if you were playing against him on Sunday at CommBank Stadium, surely they go after him.
Benji won't even have to say it.
No, that's
There's some things in the
it's
dressing room
unspoken.
that you won't have to. With the posts and all that kind of stuff, the players will know.
Were they suspecting that he was plotting to move to the Dogs much earlier than he did, or...?
I think the West Tigers do privately suspect that, yes, that Lachie Galvin had been cozying up with Canterbury-Bankstown since early this year, January, February, whenever it was.
Tigers fans will be... what are they? They're going to be pretty fired up.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a hard watch, though, isn't it?
For who? Tigers fans?
Yeah.
Absolutely, I think it will be. I think deep down they would like Lachlan Galvin at that football club. He's too good a talent. You don't want such talented players walking out the door at your footy club. And you look at their current predicament. He makes them a better team. He's made the Bulldogs a better team.
It's torture for the West Tigers members and fans, Dave, because they've had to walk this path so many times over the course of the last 15 years, whether you want to go back to Mitch Moses, a gun local junior, who then departs and goes to the Parramatta Eels, ends up playing in a grand final with them. James Tedesco goes to the Sydney Roosters, wins a couple of premierships. Lockie's just the latest example. So there's definitely, it's been a kick in the guts for the West Tigers faithful, and they've had to go through a hell of a lot. Like, they haven't played in the finals since 2011. So watching the best emerging talent in the game off the back of hearing that they're a development club that are going to invest in their local juniors and build the club around them, that's a sore point.
And they'll have to play the game of their lives this week to beat the Dogs the way that they are playing now. Jerome Luai has also spoken on his future at the club. Take a look.
Were you pleased to see that RP officially re-signed as well?
Yeah, of course. He's a big part of this club, and he's a big reason of why I come here as well. So good to see the skip locked in for a few more years. Can't wait to play some more footy with him.
Could he be a big reason why you stay?
I'm staying. Don't worry.
For a long time?
for life.
Option gone?
It's not gone, but I think when things get hard, people sort of are expecting you to change. You know, I'm not that type of guy. I'm here for the long run, and I'm here to change this club around. Big love.
Big love. Jerome Luai.
That's good.
He's there for life. Lock it in.
That's good news.
Yeah.
It's good news. Can he just come out and announce it? That like, go see Richo in his office and say, hey, I'm locked in. Take the clauses out. He's told us he's there for life.
Yeah.
And until that happens, I think Tigers fans will sleep a little bit better when that happens.
If he doesn't take doesn't take the clauses out and he executes one of them, that will be getting replayed over and over again. Do we think he'll stay? I don't know. For Tigers fans, what do you guys think? I think he will. I think he's in for it. He's in for it.
So do I.
You know, it is business. This game is business.
Let's ask the Tigers fan.
Well, they need him to stay, Gordy, because they've invested so much in Jerome, and now they've started to build the rest of the side. They extended Api Coruscant. That allowed Talon De Silva, another young gun local junior, to go and join the Parramatta Eels. So they have pushed their chips so all in on Jerome that even though he hasn't scored a try and even though he hasn't made a line break this year, and if you're going purely on value for money, he hasn't really aimed up on the field. But everything you hear away from the field in terms of professionalism, training standards, everything else that he's trying to bring into the Concord club, that's what they need, and that's what they haven't been able to find.
Which is all part of it. That adds value, and that's part of the whole deal. Do you think he's been worth his money over $1 million a year for the club?
No, not at this point in time. Everything Jimmy said, I totally agree with, and no, absolutely, it's true. Off the field, outstanding. Work ethic, training, character as far as helping these younger players onto the training paddock, outstanding. But on the field, he hasn't delivered to that figure. And if he was any other player, if we were talking about any other player on the same salary in the NRL, we would be dissecting them just as much.
Well, here are the stats if you want to dissect them.
Well, he's yet to score a try. Okay, so now of so much influence on a football team and a struggling football team, I would have thought Jerome would have crossed for a try at this point in time. Points-wise last, obviously. Try is down the pecking order. Line breaks, 29th in the NRL. Line breakers, 6 assists and runs, obviously down as well. Look, granted, there's been a little bit of change. At fullback, Jerome Buller has been in and out. Api Coruscant's had a couple of issues along the way. And obviously the Galvin and Latu Fainu change in the halves as well impacts Jerome's game. But again, this is a highly paid individual who I can understand why he would take his options up and stay at the Tigers. Because I would argue that if he went onto the open market today, he wouldn't be able to get the current salary that he's on of around $1.2 million. 1.3.
I reckon he would. No, I disagree with that, Dave. I think he would, with new teams coming in, with Perth coming in,
only
with
on
Papua
that basis.
New Guinea coming
only on
in.
that basis.
He's an elite player,
Jimmy,
right? He's won 4 premiership rings.
You've just brought the expansion club
believe
into the
me,
suggestion.
I promise you, if he went to the open market, I would argue that he would be okay. He would command top dollar in the current climate. And I mean, the other element that we can't tap dance around with Jerome, and this is why the West Tigers desperately needed to work with him, is that his arrival has forced Lachlan Galvin out. Like, there was clearly some friction in terms of their personalities. They didn't get along. Lachie hasn't enjoyed whatever he's brought to the club, and that's why he's a big part of the reason why he sought the messy exit. Then there was also the beefs with Benji. But Benji's also untested as well. Like, we don't know that Benji's going to be there long term.
Will Shane Richardson stick by Benji?
Well, I think he is at this point in time. He has given Benji absolutely everything that he's asked for.
Don't worry about the point in time. Get the crystal ball out.
I think, Benji's the coach clearly for the rest of this year, and definitely he is the coach for next season. They have to. They've already invested so much. They've made so many decisions based around Benji delivering as the right coach for that team.
Again, just asking questions. If they get the wooden spoon and a 0 and 2 or 3 to start next year, they keep it.
I think there'd be a conversation. There would have to be. If you look at what
I don't know.
If you look at what Serraldo's done in the short time at the Dogs, if you look at what Jason Rolls is slowly building, I think that they are a better side than what they were last year. But if they finish on the same amount of points,
I don't think they will get the spoon. I actually think Benji will get him
and I hope
up
they
and
don't.
off the bottom, and then I think he won't start 0-3. I'm just throwing scenarios because, you know, it hasn't. That's 4 spoons in a row if they do get it, and we know how it works. You know, you can put trust in a coach now, but things change very quickly, don't they?
Well, he signed a 5-year deal when he initially signed to do a couple of years apprenticeship under Tim Sheens and then take over. That all got thrown out the window because Tim Sheen's exit was fastened. And so essentially next year will be the 4th year of that deal. So if it doesn't work by next season, if it's not working by midway, Braith, then we all know how this plays out.
All right, Dream Buller returns against the Dogs. Any update on his situation at the moment?
The Tigers are confident that it's not going to be an issue and that Dream's agent won't agitate. But I've got to say, I didn't like the fact that he's been spotted sitting with the families of Canterbury-Bankstown players and his agent
Jimmy's allowed
at
to
a
go
Bulldogs
to a game.
But his side's playing the next day. Why is he going to Canterbury?
He wanted to support his mate. Plenty of players go to watch their mates play.
My concern isn't that plenty
I'm
of...
not sure about that.
Gordy, you don't think any current NRL players go to other games and watch their mates play?
Of course they do, and it's not the first time he's done it.
We had to jump on a plane and fly to watch it. I'm sorry, we didn't watch anybody.
Fair point.
My concern isn't that he's going to support his mate, it's the agent. Because that's the agent who put a bomb under the club midway through this year, and he's done it repeatedly over the course of the last decade.
With what's happened at the club, if you're sitting there, you go, is this a good look or bad look?
From the West Tigers' point of view?
Yeah.
The kid wants to go and support his teammate, an ex-teammate.
It's live on Fox.
Gordy, it's better at the ground.
Is the club was the club concerned about that, or they're not?
No, when I spoke to Richo about it a couple of weeks ago, he said, look, I'm not overly concerned about it. They believe that they have the power because the way this current contract with Jareem is structured, they get first say. Yeah. They can say, we will take up the option for 2027 at 900,000. My concern in response to that is the current agent isn't the agent who negotiated this deal, so he doesn't make a dollar out of that.
Well, he can't have any more.
That's why I think Jareem being at the Bulldogs game is an issue.
Well, what value does it add to the agent by taking him on, unless he's going to move him elsewhere or get a new contract somewhere? And we know where that ends up.
But this is why Richo has to act, right? He just has to roll over the clause so he stays.
Yeah.
He just has to get it done.
Yeah.
He's just to everything we've said about Luai's importance for that team. Yeah. Jareem Bull's a talent, a huge talent. Needs to be at the footy club.
Geez, the agent will be filthy though, Dave.
No, knowing this agent will try and renegotiate that deal.
Well,
There's
we know that.
There's no way he's letting someone else collect
All right,
the cream.
Hoops, run us through the proceedings last night with Jack Whiten at the judiciary.
Yeah, the Bunnies went in super confident that they absolutely had a case, that it wasn't a shoulder charge. I've got to say, watching the replay repeatedly and in slow motion and over, I did start to think that it might have been a little bit of wishful thinking. It got a little bit different gravy when the NRL prosecutor put a little bit of heat on Jack Whiten about why he was just letting his lawyer answer all the questions and why he didn't personally want to be cross-interrogated by the NRL. But Judiciary Chairman Jeff Bellew, he took umbrage at that. He really disliked it, and he actually advised the panel. He said, listen, forget all of that. That absolutely holds no sway in terms of what decision you're going to come to. But then we figured out that one of the last times Jack was at the judiciary was when he'd been charged with biting, and he was cross-interrogated by the NRL council at that time, and he asked him, how many games did you play of NRL? So there might have been a little bit of background.
It probably doesn't go in your favour.
That's the normal question me and Jimmy get.
Yeah. You do.
When we write a story.
It's a pet hate, isn't it, for the journalists too?
Yeah, of course it is, mate.
I was going to say something. Anyway, the spoon possibly looms for the Bunnies. What's gone wrong? Well, we know they've had heaps of injuries, but we didn't quite think they'd get the spoon, right? And I'm not saying they will, but they're a chance.
The way they fought against Cronulla on Saturday night, I don't think they will get the spoon breath. It's going to come down to round 23. They play the Gold Coast Titans. They're fortuitous in that they still have one bye to come, the Bunnies, so there's an additional set of points there. I don't think Wayne Bennett's never had a spoon in his tenure coaching in the NRL or prior to that, the New South Wales Rugby League Premiership. He won't want it. He'll come and he'll hunt you down and try and clip around the melon with it.
No, but you know what? It's going to be a coaching effort. We know they got injuries, but where they were last year, no South fan would have believed that they'd be in this situation.
Yeah, no.
Boys, you?
No. No, but no one knew they'd have that many injuries.
15th last year.
You know what?
But like when Wayne comes to the club and Latrell comes back and how fit they were looking at the beginning of the year, you don't ever envisage that.
Let me say this. We hear so much about those players loving the fact that they're being able to be coached by Wayne Bennett. And certainly some of the younger players just can't believe that they are having this opportunity to be coached by a super coach. I just wonder, and you boys have been in the dressing room over your career, now that it's on the line and Wayne's never picked up the wooden spoon, do these players start to talk to each other about, hang on a sec, we've got to do this for the coach? Like, we have to protect that. Like, that is an unbelievable statistic.
If you're not trying to avoid this,
every coach is in the same.
Well, I get that.
So every
it's
player and
embarrassing.
coach, every dressing room's in the same situation. No one wants it.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when Brisbane got there first, and I think fans went and threw like 300 or 400 spoons on their training field, right?
Yeah, poor Springer had to go around and pick them all
Matty
up.
Middleton. So like it's sad. So no player would have. You didn't get one, did you?
I think I did at one point. Luckily, I got a bad memory, but I'm pretty sure I did it. I'm pretty sure I did the Roosters.
Yeah, not good.
All right, Wayne Bennett has spoken to Courier Mail's Peter Bedell. Let's take a look at what he had to say. If Gordy can just move back a little bit. It's not going to work for us if we're having crisis meetings every freaking day and carrying on about where we are in the competition. I won the wooden spoon coaching in the Brisbane League, so this doesn't worry me in the least. The team is here. If we get our best team on the field next year, we can do something. So he still remains very optimistic. He said he's had the spoon before. There you go.
Must have been our brothers. Must have been early days.
No.
Our brothers wouldn't have been at South.
Can the current roster that he's got, everyone on the field, can they fight for a premiership next year?
No.
No?
No. Need to make... And this is my concern. Unless there's a huge domino effect come this November 1, once the Perth Bears start to get active, there's no big apples to be picked as far as what the Bunnies need, and I think in the forward pack, an enforcer up front, and the player market just won't open up enough next year for the Bunnies, and it might have to be another two seasons away.
What do you think they're missing, Hoops? Are you on the same page here? Or?
To be brutally honest, their recruitment's been diabolical, and you can go all the way back to the decision when they did let Adam Reynolds go. To Dave's point, they haven't had an enforcer probably since Sam Burgess retired, and then Tom and George were moved on from the club. And the Lewis Dodd experiment, unfortunately, it hasn't worked. So they've now, their biggest issue over the summer will be that they've got to move Dodd somehow, pay as minimal as possible, and whatever they've got left over in change out of the 700 that he's on, well, they've got to go to the market and they've got to try and get some front rowers.
Gordy, what do you think they're missing?
Well, they're players that won, but they're very light on in the middle of the ruck, you know. And then you guys just mentioned it, like forwards win matches. Like you look at the Raiders where they're at with Tarpany and Josh Papali'i, I think a 1-2 punch is critical in this day and age.
Journos, your key player matchups for round 22 thanks to Aussie Broadband are?
Combank Stadium Sunday, Jerome Luai on the left edge for the West Tigers up against the newly minted Bulldogs halfback, Lachlan Galvin.
Saturday night, boys, live and exclusive on Fox. Roosters Manly, Sammy Walker against his future teammate, Daly Cherry-Evans.
Yeah, I can't wait for that Super Saturday. Just before we go, sad news today with the passing of Johnny Mays at the age of 78. Not good news, guys.
Champion halfback, won a premiership with the Seagulls 1973, then went to the Roosters under Jack Gibson and won back-to-back titles in 74, 75.
Sad day for the Roosters, bro.
All right, from everyone here at Fox League, we'd like to pass on our condolences to the Mays family after the tragic passing of Johnny today.
Just 6 competition rounds remaining, and you better believe the heat is on in the race for the NRL finals.
Going in 5. Keep moving. So, boys, what are we going to do?
With 10 teams chasing 8 spots. 7:30 this Super Saturday, the Fox League match of the round. 9th place Seagulls up against the 10th place Roosters. These two have been going at each other since the 1940s. A proud history, including 2 grand finals. Manly home in 72 on the back of this great pom, Malcolm Reilly.
Dived over
Then the Roosters saluting in 2013, Trent Robinson's first year as coach.
Hey, the harder you go on the pads, the better team will become.
In fact, Robbo's only ever missed the finals once, 11 out of 12, including the past 8 series straight. He has Big Daniel Tupou,
One of the best finishers in the game.
in career best form, and you could say the same about his kid, Mark Nwanganitawase, because it's his first season and 13 tries already.
Here he comes.
Robert Toya, little Sam Walker, and Lindsay Collins.
Look who's there.
Isn't he playing some minutes? Up against Lehigh Hopewadi, 2 or 3 Trebojeviches, plus Daly Cherry-Evans. That's about as manly as it gets. For now, anyway.
The rugby league gods have spoken.
The Seagulls versus the Roosters with the finals calling.
Oh, we're seeing some rugby league played here.
Don't miss the match of the round. 7:30 Super Saturday, live and exclusive right here on Fox League.
Welcome back. Now it's time for the Legends Agenda with Benny Elias and Billy Moore. Hello, Legends.
Hey, mate.
Do or die on the weekend. Super Saturday, exclusively live right here. The Manly Seagulls up against the Roosters. But the first question, has DCE been a distraction? It's the talk of the town.
For me, it's got to that stage now. Every player's got a right to do whatever they want to do inside the framework of the rules. But this has just gone on and on. And you saw Jake Trbojevic talk plainly and simply what he does. Yeah. He doesn't know whether he's staying or going. Surely that has to have some effect. After a period of time, it would wear you down. In the change rooms where we knocked around, after a while you'd almost walk up and go, mate, just come out with it. Get it over and done with.
The answer is yes, a distraction, big time for the Roosters. Mate, he's for the Sea Eagles, mate. It's obviously, you know, questions asked by all their players, it has to have an effect on you. And I just think the performance week in, week out has been very scratchy. And look, it's hard for the Sea Eagles. I mean, not knowing the unknown is certainly something that you really worry about.
Is this a possibility that inside the framework of the contract, the Roosters wanted to wait to see how much of a rebuild year they were going to have? I look at the players that are sitting in their pipeline. Do they actually need DCE?
Oh, yeah. There's no way in the world. Would I have signed DCE? Not a chance in the world. He's 35? Yeah. 35. I mean, his impact play got dropped this year from the State of Origin side. Made a big difference when you saw Dearden come in as his replacement. I mean, honest to goodness gracious me, there is a time when this game, as we all know around this table, there's a time you've just got to say goodbye. Yeah. And I'd rather play one game too less than one too many. And that's the problem at the moment.
I see it a little different. I actually think for 12 months it's a good buy. I wouldn't go any further. I think 12 months, the experience, they've still got halves. You know, Sandon Smith seems like they're going to let go. Havala is a great player, and I think he can learn off DC. There's going to be injuries throughout the year. Who knows? But
Braith, you're saying learn? I mean, we're playing... these are first-grade people. These are first-graders. Yeah. If you need to be taught something, you're in trouble.
He's only young, Havala. I think he can learn.
He is very young.
I think Sam Walker would definitely take some lessons out of DCE.
Would you prefer them as they are now, with the rookie half? Yep. Or do you think more chance of winning the comp with him or DC for 1 year?
No, I think the young kid. I go for youth. I'm always a great believer of the youth. Yep. And I just think this year absolutely typified youth versus experience, with Dearden coming in as the halfback for the Queensland side versus DCE, who was the old fella. And, mate, God, he made a big difference.
Dearden's big difference. No, it wasn't. Does DC represent Cooper Cronk of half a decade ago? That's what they're going.
Well, there's the question, and that's the unknown question. Mate, Lachlan Galvin playing against the Tigers. What's going to happen? Will the Tigers go after him?
Look, the maturity this kid's shown since he's left the Tigers has been phenomenal. Yep. You know, he's been booed, social media smashed him to pieces, and all the comments made. His manager, Moses, has been absolutely violated, absolutely smashed everywhere from pillar to post. This kid has had style and finesse about him. He's just an absolute superstar. He's only 20 years of age, and he's done himself and his family absolutely amazing credibility.
I'll frame it this way. If he did that to your Tigers team, what would have happened to him when you're playing him this week?
Well, we'd gang up on him and absolutely give him help.
That's what I wanted. That was the whole point. Tiger coming out, yeah.
Well, that was a given back in our day. They probably can't do it as much now. There'll be a lot of verbal. Yeah. I thought Jerome Luai's interview was excellent on multiple levels, but the way he responded about Lachlan Galvin saying it's nothing to do with him. It's not about the Dogs, it's about us. And that's why I reckon the Luai factor, and that's why he's worth every cent that the Tigers have paid for him. And I know his numbers don't look good, but I reckon, to me, Luai's doing too much. When you think when he was at the Penrith...
How is he doing too much? He's getting paid 1.2
I know, but when he was at Penrith,
bucks.
you had Cleary doing certain things. Coruscant doing certain things. I just think that he's playing two roles, and his role will improve as Lanu Fainu, as he grows as a player. You'll see the real value of
Billy.
Luai.
He had a bloke named Cleary inside him, number 7.
He doesn't have that now, though.
He doesn't have a Cleary now, so he's all over the shop.
Well, he has to be, and that's why I'm saying we haven't seen the best of Luai at the Tigers. He'll come.
He will, and he's too much of a class player not to come out good. But go back to Galvin. Galvin has just shown he's totally different player at the Bulldogs as he was at the Tigers. He's got structure, he's got definition, he straightens up the attack. He knows his role at the Bulldogs. He hasn't come on there jumping around like, oh this is fun. And listen, he's serious.
Did he not know his role at the Tigers?
I don't think he did. Oh. Do you think he did?
I don't know. You're telling the story.
You know, I'm asking you. I don't think he did.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, I think he did.
I think he's going to be the beneficiary of Lachlan Galvin at the Dogs is the 5'8", Burton. Because all of a sudden he's got a foil, and Burton's a big body. And all of a sudden, Lachlan Galvin last week scared the competition because he's quick. Yeah. And they bought him for points. And I reckon you watch Matt Burton will grow as a player. His opportunities will be enhanced because all of a sudden, Gordy, you're a defensive player. You've got to actually pay more attention to Galvin. And all of a sudden, Burton's so big, I reckon he'll have a great back end of the year.
And then you've got another bloke, Steve Crichton, like the soft forget, who he gets bigger.
But that's what they did different last week. And he helped that Galvin, quality ball, the outside men.
So, Benny, you think with the talent the Tigers have this year, what about Benji?
Yeah, look, it's obviously, you know, we've discussed it at length, Benji Marshall as the coach. Last year, wooden spoon. This year, we're one game away from the bottom of the ladder. He's struggling, and I think he'll be the first to admit that he's struggling. I thought that we'd be in the top 8 at least. I thought top 4 from the kickoff with our personnel. We bought very well in the off season last year. We have a very good side on paper, and unfortunately we haven't been able to back it up. We started strongly for the season, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And at the moment, we're not looking good to the finish line.
Yeah. Don't you reckon you can always compare this to the Dogs? The Dogs built over 3 or 4 years, and then all of a sudden you've seen it ignite now. Next year, I think you already alluded to, is year 4 of that 5-year deal. Next year's a crucial year for Benji, and I think that's where it'll bear fruit.
I can see growth there.
So
can you, Benny?
I can, and I'm a dreamer. I'm a big Tigers man, and I've got one black and one orange eye. I mean, I obviously can't not see them getting better. Yeah. They've got the personnel. Benji's learned a lot, and he's no fool. And I believe he can get it back on track. But by God, we need something bigger. There's no bigger time to come and produce on the big stage than this weekend against the Dogs. And honest to God, I think...
Wouldn't their fans love it if they upset the Dogs?
This is the game. It is. Which I believe for Benji Marshall will be the turning point in his career. Okay. If we can get over the Bulldogs, and I truly believe we can, well, mate, I tell you what, it's only one way for the boy.
Yeah, mate, what about the Broncos? Shock loss to the Eels. Where are they at?
That's a really good question. To me, they are, excuse the pun, the dark horse in the comp. They have the firepower to beat anybody. They actually got out-broncoed by the Eels. Masterclass kicking game by Moses. Yeah. Sometimes I think the Broncos play a little bit too cute. They've just got to destroy and own the middle. Yeah. And I think that their spine, on paper it's fantastic, but sometimes it looks a bit same. They're all wanting the ball at the same time. They get each other's way a bit clunky. Reynolds, that guy, has to actually dominate the whole thing. Yeah. And we've got amazing fullback in Reece Walsh. Yeah. But what's amazing about him is when he makes a mistake, he doesn't decelerate. He accelerates his decision making. So if he ever gets it right, it's fantastic. But at the moment, that's where Reynolds, I think, has got to pull him back in a line. And for me, they've got the firepower to win, but at the moment they're not firing properly.
They're superstars. They've got superstars all over the paddock. They've got a very experienced coach. Last week was a bit of a hiccup against them. They had a very good side in the Eels with Moses back in the side, obviously making a massive difference to the Eels. They look good. Getting rid of Brown, the coach made a big statement. The future is today. It's not next year or a 2-year plan. He's playing for today, and good on him.
I like that.
They look good.
He backed himself, right?
He backs himself.
Yeah. Well, Gutherson's another key one there. Yeah. I was at the start of the year when he was white hot at St George. I think maybe they should have left him there to learn. Yeah. But as you said about be youth, what Morales has done, he's pulled the Band-Aid off and said, we're going youth here, and you can already see bearing fruit. So next year, 26 should be a good year for the Eels.
Talking about youth, Storm signing Hughes again. Is that a great signing for Melbourne Storm?
Well, you know what, the halfbacks today, I mean, our halfbacks, DCE we're talking about, he's 35 years of age. You got Reynolds up there in the Broncos. The 7 now, the playmaker, they're like the quarterbacks.
Can't be touched.
And they can't be touched. And they get smarter as they get older. So Jerome Hughes is without doubt one of the greatest players in the game today. He'd be in the top 5 players in the competition.
Yeah, for sure.
And having him there gives great stability. And
he's 31, I think. So the key there, what they've done is you've got Grant and you've got the 7. Yeah. So that takes the pressure off because the question mark about the 6 and the question mark about Pappenhausen. So now they've got a key core signed. So that's a big signing for the club to give stability.
Yeah. He's been in great form for a long time now. Now it's time for What Do You Love, and thanks to Maccas. Who's first, boys?
I'll go the Warriors v Finns in New Zealand.
That should be a good game.
Yeah. It's basically one's playing for the top 4, one's playing for top 8. So there's plenty on the line.
Yeah, well, I'm going obviously for Galvin, obviously against his old club, against the Tigers. It's going to be, I reckon it'll be a packed house there at CommBank Stadium. Should be an absolute cracker. I cannot wait.
Can't wait to, Benny. Stick around, legends. This Sunday at 9:30pm, Aussie Oscar Piastri looks to extend his lead at the Formula One Hungary Grand Prix. You can catch all the action live on Channel 506. Welcome back. Time now for Ain't As Good As I Once Was. And after Jack Whiten's incident last night and the judiciary, we're going to talk about shoulder charges and how good they were back in the day.
Bring them back.
Back in the day.
Back in the day.
They were great.
Bring them back.
Benny.
Bring them back. State of origin.
Who?
No licence.
Who do you, Ian Roberts, or is he
Ian Roberts was probably one of the toughest blokes.
I thought you were going to say Brad Izzard.
Yeah, that was a cracker. Leave that one alone. But Ian Roberts, mate, what a man. Mate, he was my roomie in State of Origin 94. And, mate, the physique on that bloke, he had muscle on muscle. And I see him not a couple of weeks ago, strong as, mate. Jeez, he was tough.
I sat on the hill this game. He got 2 in a row.
You would have heard it.
Mate, I was 19. I went and watched Manly play Canberra. Yeah. And Ian Roberts, what a beast of a player.
Played a night game at North Sydney Oval against Manly, and the second biggest tackle that year was Ian
Look at that. Give it to him.
Was Ian Roberts on
Potsy? Was that Potsy?
The second biggest tackle that year was Ian Roberts on me.
On you?
Absolutely slaughtered me. I was horizontal to the ground.
Wow. Yeah. Who's yours, Billy?
Chrissy Sandow.
Oh, little Chrissy.
Little men against big men. There was nothing better. He was one of the greatest exponents of it.
Hey!
Was KD.
Hey, I was in that game.
Yeah, there you are too.
Probably would have been.
Hey!
He had no fear.
What is wrong with that? Why can't they bring that back?
Don't go there.
I'm a big advocate for bringing them back.
Gordy, who's yours, mate?
Oh, mate, do you know what? Sammy Burgess. So when he first came over from England, mate, the shots that he could pull off were unbelievable. I think that was Luke O'Donnell's brother there too. But, mate, he's had a great shot in him, Big Sam.
You talk about great physiques. He had a ripping physique, didn't he?
Yeah, he's a beast too.
Jeez.
Mine was SBW. He burst onto the scene with us, 2004. This was Joel Clinton. Watch this. Boom. Oh. He just had this technique it was all shoulder, but he was so good at it. He was the best at it. He was probably one of the reasons they got it out of the game because he was that good.
It's all about timing, isn't it, the shoulder charge, because your strike zone's so much smaller. He was one of the best.
Do you reckon if they did a waiver, you could bring back the shoulder charts in State of Origin football to make it just a little bit different to the NRL rules? Just once.
Very creative, and I think everyone would sign the petition, but I don't think the NRL would allow it.
Why not?
It's all about the head knocks. It's all about the concussions.
That's what the crowd want to see.
Before we go, Billy, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, to Johnny Mays' family, I had the pleasure of being coached by Johnny Mays and hung around him. One of the greatest humans you'd ever meet, one of the greatest people around the game. So to Johnny Mays' family, I want to sort of say condolences.
Good on you, Billy. Very well said. Thank you, legends. Outstanding work. Mate. Up next, Joel Kane's weekend forecast, and following us, it's The Fan.
Go the Tigers.
30 to go! Did it! Could he do it? Unbelievable!
And I remember watching from the sideline and thinking there's no chance. He's not going to get there.
And knowing Tommy and the way the person he is and how hard he works, I just sort of believed that he was going to get there.
Welcome back. It's time for an update from Sportsbet with Joel Kane, and it was all about Blake Brady last week. We got the chocolates, only just.
Yes.
It wasn't pretty, Joel.
No, UGLY, no need for an alibi, boys. But you know what? When you check your betting statement, they don't drill pictures, do they? It's just a number there. So, by the way, too, you can follow your favourite punters, whoever they may be. You can set your own account. Sportsbet the feed, and I've put these on the feed. Now, what's this? I've gone through which you can do this time of year, is the ladder predictor. Boys, I shocked myself. I've got the Sharks running fourth. I've got the Sharks running fourth. This is the exact finishing position. These are the guys in the race for fourth. I've got the Panthers sixth, Broncos eighth, Warriors fifth. But do as you please there. Magic round.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
I shocked myself.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that. This is very interesting. Magic round, NRLW. And these girls are noted try scorers. They've been scoring for fun. This is on the feed, so you can copy that. My bet on the feed. Any three of the six, only three to score a try in round five, $5. That is magic for me, Gordon.
Chapman at the Titans.
To lead us out, yeah.
You've had a pretty good year, haven't you, Joel?
We're going all right, mate. Yep.
Getting those tips.
Windscreen's big because you look forward. Rear view mirror, little. We've got to look forward, boys.
Love your work. I look forward to next week. Thank you very much for coming on tonight.
Thank you, gentlemen.
That's it
Thanks,
for this
Brathy.
week. No NRL 360 for this week. It's over. Now it's time for the fan.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.